A guy who spent 30 years putting criminals behind bars just said this is the greatest attack on the rule of law in his lifetime. And he's not being dramatic. A federal judge just told the Justice Department, we don't trust you. That happened this week. And the man who indicted Donald Trump twice says that kind of thing used to be unthinkable, a seismic event. Now, it's a Tuesday. That man is Jack Smith. The former special counsel just surfaced for a rare interview with MSNBC. And what he describes isn't a political squabble. He says, we're seeing an attack on the rule of law, different in kind and scope to anything I've seen in my lifetime. And remember, this is a guy who prosecuted war crimes. So when he says different in kind, listen, here's the part nobody's talking about. Smith didn't just talk about Trump's threats to jail him. He pointed to something way more mechanical. He said the Justice Department can't do its job. If you go to court and the judges don't trust you, you can't represent the American people. And we're watching that happen in real time, judges on both sides, Democratic and Republican appointees, saying publicly they can't rely on DOJ prosecutors anymore. And that's when it got worse. Smith revealed he hired a law firm for his own defense because the president openly said he wanted to throw him in prison for doing his job. The very day that became public, the Trump administration targeted that law firm. Not a coincidence. He said they did it because they didn't want him to have a lawyer at all. But then the firm called him and said, Jack, don't worry, we're there for you. That's the kind of detail that tells you where the real pressure points are. Then came the line that says it all. Smith talked about the January 6th pardons. These are people who committed their crimes in the name and in the interest of Donald Trump, and he's returned the favor. He's worried about the message it sends to law enforcement, the same agents he worked with who had awards from multiple administrations now being smeared and vilified. He called one FBI folk hero, a counterintelligence expert with medals for bravery, who got fired for standing up for his colleagues. And Smith said, point blank, you cannot tell me our country is as safe as it was when people like that are being let go for no reason. Why this matters. This isn't a partisan tantrum. It's a structural warning. When the people trained to protect national security don't trust the chain of command, the system doesn't just wobble, it grinds to a halt. Smith spent 30 years in Republican and Democratic administrations. He's not a political creature. He's the proverbial facts guy. And now he's saying public servants are being victimized, expertise has been jettisoned, and trust that took generations to build is being lost in days. So the question isn't whether you like Jack Smith or not. It's if the very institutions built to hold power accountable can't be trusted inside a courtroom